Hi, my name is thegreatsurkis, and my goal today with this video is to give you in a nutshell everything that you need to know about SEO, GEO, AEO, and in general, how search is evolving with AI and, as it relates specifically to SEO and to driving traffic to your website, etc. Now, I want really my goal with this video is for you to have really a full understanding of what it really takes to stand out, on the internet, on search engines or AI search, to be mentioned. There's AI is answering every single day now millions of questions for people, and this is essentially that's the new way that people search and people find stuff is AI. People are using AI. So when it comes to optimizing your brand in order to stand out on, if it's AI search or SEO, generative AI, it's all going to come down to, it's typically still the same way, and the same things, the same optimizations still need to be done. Like, there's no other way around it. However, with AI evolving and standing out on AI search and being mentioned, on AI, it's basically, there's a difference of how you optimize and how you write content. Basically, the way that SEO would be is that you used to try to rank for keywords on Google, Yahoo, Bing. You used to try to get high rankings for keywords, so people can click on your website. But now that everything is AI and everything works with AI, it's basically answering questions. So writing content or optimizing, instead of, just stuffing it with keywords and trying to rank, you have to actually, answer real user questions, real search intent, and because that's the way that AI is feeding people with information nowadays. So not to keep this video very long, I'm gonna actually dive in and show you guys hands-on on my screen, from a project that I personally built, exactly what it really takes to be successful with, standing out, if it's SEO on Google search engines or, Google's AI, being mentioned in Google's AI, or Perplexity, ChatGPT, just getting your brand mentioned. When people ask questions, AI should recommend your business and drive people to your business. How do you do that? So just to give you guys a little background, I didn't decide I'm going to become a marketer. I didn't take classes to be a marketer, and that wasn't, my goal when I started off. I actually spent 6 years, building my own e-commerce brand online. When I started off, I had no clue about anything about the internet, websites, SEO, none of that. Really, I was just experienced with the products, the goods that I was going to sell. I had a lot of expertise with that, but I knew nothing about the internet. And I worked with hundreds of freelancers, at least the first 3-4 years of building this e-commerce platform. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I was taking advantage. Everybody guided me, took me different routes, and I, ended up working with this freelancer 3 months, another freelancer for another 3 months, and just trying things and spending money. Everybody, making me empty promises but not delivering anything. I went through that for 3-4 years until I found myself in a place where I spent so much money and whatnot. But one thing, I was able to really, I was forced into it. I was forced to basically just take the whole marketing and everything into my own hands, and I learned, everything from hands-on expertise, from grinding and trying to build my own business, spending thousands of dollars, and that's how I've learned everything, WordPress, WooCommerce, SEO. So that is the project that I'm actually going to use to give you guys an example of how SEO really needs to be. There's no other way around it. This is how your website needs to be and should be in order to stand even a chance. So I'm going to show you guys hands-on on this project that I've spent, 6, close to 7 years building, and I actually generated on this website close to $1 million in revenue throughout the last 6 years, but completely organically from SEO, completely organically. And this is the project. I actually just recently switched domains, so it wasn't on this domain, this project. It was Top Medical Mobility, and recently I switched domains, as I'm shifting different things. But this project, I'm going to show you guys exactly how SEO really needs to be. First of all, it is the basics. The very basics is, and this is not getting yet to how it, comes down to AI and GEO and how to win. But before you even talk about that, before you even writing content or beginning with content and trying to attract SEO search engines and AI search, first of all is your website, your landing page. And it has to be 100% optimized. Now, a lot of people, when you talk to SEO people and this, and they tell you about optimizations, especially I know for myself, when I started off, as I told you guys, and I spent so much money, everybody was just taking me all over, and I didn't really know what's happening, and I ended up flushing so much money. So in this video, and I'm going to make it short, I'm going to try to keep this within 10 minutes, I'm going to try to give you really what you should know of how your website should be optimized. So the very first thing before you even start off, if it's AI or Google, is your website itself has to be ready and prepared. It has to be optimized for, SEO or GEO or whatever it is. Your website should be optimized. What does that mean? So this website, for example, is a big website that has tons of categories, a lot of different category pages, and each category page has a lot of different products in each category. So each product, each thing is another URL, correct? So every single URL on your website, the first thing you want to do is you want to do keyword research. You want to research keywords for each and every page on your website. So this is my strategy. This is like all my product pages, exactly which keywords I'm targeting for each page, for each URL. This is product pages. We have, this is all our category pages on the website. This is only one category pages. We have more tabs. These are also category pages, whatever. The point being is keyword research. You want to do keyword research. You want to grab a keyword. You can use different tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs to research these keywords, but you're looking for keywords that really has potential, keywords that are not very difficult with crazy competition that you really, that's really almost impossible, meaning everything is possible, but you want to choose keywords that has potential without needing ridiculous efforts right now. Keywords that have potential for you to rank with, following a proper strategy. And what does it mean a good keyword? It needs to have real search volume. You want a keyword that people really search on the internet, that gets high searches every month. So you do keyword research for your website, for all the different pages. Once you have your keywords that you want to target for each page, you do keyword mapping. Keyword mapping is where on each page on your website, for example, this page targets Hoyer lifts for sale. It's a category page, actually. So you want to do keyword mapping on your website. What does it mean, keyword mapping? As you can see, the URL for this page has the keyword in it. Yeah, the keyword is Hoyer lift for sale. The very first thing is that the URL has the keyword in it. The second thing is you want to have on-page content. On the page that you're targeting this keyword, you want to have content about this keyword. That's why you could see for each page on this website, we have content on the page with the optimized for the keyword. And then what's very important is, and this is just the very basics that I'm giving you guys. I'm going to dive in further just in a little bit of exactly how it comes together and how you actually attract and rank high and get mentioned. But first is the optimizations is basic. You do keyword research. Keyword mapping means you finalize the keyword for the page and you optimize the complete page for it. So URL optimization, the URL should have the keyword. Then if you take this page and you share it, for example, you go to share it somewhere, you'll see this big text and the small text. This is called the title tag. This is called a meta description. The same thing if you go to Google and you search Hoyer lift for sale or whatever you search, this is called a title tag and this is called a meta description. I come across so many sites that don't even have the basics, a title tag and a meta description. This is essential for many different reasons because first of all, when people see it on Google, this is the first thing that they see is the title tag and the meta. This is where they make the decision if they want to click into this website. That's number one. The second thing is simply for Google or for ChatGPT, for anything, to even understand what this page is about, the title tag and the meta is important. Now, the title tag and the meta needs to also have the keywords that you're targeting for this page in it. So every page on your website needs to have the title tag and the meta description for the page. Then there is image out. So if I go to the back end of this page, where we control the SEO and whatnot, you'll see, oh, a minute. I'm gonna have to find this image. Let me give you guys a different example. So if you go to a product page, for example, any product page. So this page is targeting Hemi wheelchair for sale. Okay, let's open it up. This is a product page on this website. And so if you go to this, so I spoke about the URL has to have the keyword in it and be optimized for the keyword. The title of the page has to have the keyword in it. Then the descriptions should have the keyword in it. It should be optimized for this keyword. But so then we have the title tag and the meta description that I gave you guys, that I showed you a moment ago. And then in the back end of this product, for example, you could see that the image that is used for this product has also three things. All right. It has a alt text, it has a title, and it has a caption, which exactly describes what this image is. So Google search engines, when they crawl your website, they should be able to even understand what this image is. So, and this also has the keyword in it. So these are just the very basics for you to, when you even start about SEO or anything, is your pages on your website. However big your website is, this is a huge website that has over 3,000 to 4,000 pages, URLs, because it has a lot of products, but every single product it gets fully optimized with the URL, the keywords in the URL. Here you put in the exact keyword that you're targeting for the page, and you can see that this has a 91 out of 100 score. It's highly optimized. Here's the title tag and the meta. This is where you put it in. And then there is additional stuff like schema. You add schema, which very much helps for search engines, Google and everything, to recognize and to see this. But just to give you guys a little bit, so what you saw right now is the basics, the very basics of SEO or GEO or AI or whatever it is. That the first thing to even stand a chance is going to first come down to your website to be fully optimized 100%. Now, this is just the basic optimizations I showed you guys. You do proper keyword research, you map the keywords to the proper pages, you optimize the page itself, if it's URL optimizations, title tag, meta description, image alt, etc. Now, you could see, for example, let me go into another page. So this page, it's a category page. And this specific category page is targeting lightweight rollators for sale. Now, you can see that on this page also, we have interlinks. This is called interlinks, where you have links to relevant additional pages on the site. This is explore more about rollator walkers, a comparison, full guide and buying guide and comparison for rollator walkers. And, you know, so this is already the next optimizations. Is once you have optimizations, what you start doing is you start writing content. So this is where it comes in about where you start, you know, attracting search engine, and if it's getting mentioned in AI search, is content, consistent content writing. So, you know, there's a lot of different types of guides that we have over here. But the main thing is what I said in the beginning of the video, that we no longer optimize content just with keywords for SEO rankings. If you want to stand out on AI, you want to be mentioned on AI, your content has to be written really, really, you know, like for AI, because AI works differently. AI answers questions. So you want to be a leader that really answers questions. So you don't use AI to write content. We don't use AI to write content. We write content for AI. So we can use AI to help us structure the content and everything, but everything has full 100% humanly written and whatnot. So this is where it comes together. Once your pages are fully optimized 100%, now you start bringing your whole website together. You start writing content about your products, about your offers, your services and whatnot. And, you know, within this, you add links to the right pages that you're talking about, and on those pages, the products or whatever that you're talking about, you put links to these. So, you know, this is already further optimization, is interlinking. But the way that you write the content nowadays, this is the biggest part, because, you know, you have to write content to really answer user intent, user search. Somebody searches something, AI gives them the top answers. So the way that you write content is that you have to provide real value, real strong content that provides real value, real information, really answering questions. And that is simply why you can't just plug in an AI that's doing blogs. We're going to write blogs for you. It doesn't work like that. It has to have 100% human, knowing what you're talking about, which products, where are you linking back, which keywords are you targeting, and just the way that you write the content. So first of all, you can see with this, in order to attract AI, there's key takeaways. After every section, you add key takeaways, like a brief sum up of what it's. AI loves these things. There's a lot of different signals and stuff that you add to attract AI. And you answer overall questions. AI loves questions type of content. People, you know, answering real questions, real user intent questions. So, you know, you guys can dive in a little bit on these guides to see how it's written. I don't want to give you a whole thing about it, but if you look, you can see that these are not just written with AI, write me a blog, but everything that's on this is real talk, you know, of what we're talking about, where we're guiding the users. You can see over here, you add like questions. What are the best wheelchairs to hospitals? You give it an answer. Question, answer. AI loves FAQs because it gives right away, it gives answers. So, you know, it's just the way that you write the content, the way that you bring everything together is what makes the project. The first thing is obviously optimizing your pages, making sure the keywords are optimized. The full optimization is the real important part of everything, is having everything optimized. Once it's optimized and Google and AI even stand a chance to understand about your website and your page, that's when you start with content writing, but powerful content, giving real user guidance, real user intent, you know, the complete 2026 guide to home care medical costs and whatever. So if you come in here, you'll see, you know, if you start reading the content, I'm not going to go through it, but it provides real value. How to choose a hospital bed for home use. It gives real answers, features to look for, and who it's best for, you know. So these is, you know, giving AI 100% the answers to real user intent questions, how to choose a medical, and it links to the right places. And this also, you can see this specific content, the article is targeting home medical equipment. So this is also highly optimized for home medical equipment for that keyword, you know. So this gives real user answers, questions. It's a top notch, you know, article guide. Final takeaway, you know, like these are signals that is important for AI. So basically, to sum up this whole video, when it comes to AI, GEO, SEO, or whatever it is, the very first thing, regardless if whatever you're targeting, your website has to be 100% optimized with purpose. The proper keywords, the proper on-page optimizations, the proper interlinking, and then content, providing content. Why should Google want to give somebody your website? You got to write content. You got to stand out. You know, like if you go into, example, a random product page, this is a product. The keyword I assume that it's targeting here is four-wheel walker with seat. You can see it has it over here. The description is 100% optimized for that as well. And it has internal linkings that goes to a complete guide to buying a rollator walker, you know, and it has charts of real comparisons between different walkers. And so, you know, it's providing real value. This also includes some FAQs, which, you know, is important now for generative AI, you know, to be featured in AI and whatnot. You want to give out, you know, answers. You want to give out search intent, you know, real user answers, valuable answers. And that's why it requires a human to do your content, somebody that understands your specific products, your specific customers and readers and whatever, can put together real valuable content and whatnot. So this is how everything, your page itself. Obviously, very important for SEO is link building, backlinks. You want to constantly get backlinks from different companies, from different websites. For example, this is a website, seniorliving.com. Seniorliving.com, it's a website within my field, within the medical field, and it's on their website. It has links to this website. So this is a reference. Google sees that we have a reference from this website, Senior Living. And just like that, we have, you know, link building is important, constantly building links on different websites, getting links built. But this video, I wanted to stick to on-site SEO. Hopefully this gives you a good insight of what it really takes to even stand a chance before you start doing link building and getting references. Your website itself should be 100% optimized, well optimized, with purpose, real structure, and the on-page optimizations, and then the way that the content is being written. What it's different is that you used to just write content, stuffing it with keywords, trying to get keyword rankings, and also producing obviously valuable content because you want to be better than competitors, you want to stand out, you want to give out better content. But the way that it's going to be different right now is that you have to write content, you know, that AI loves, like answer-based, you know, the way how AI is. And a very big point, and that's where I'm going to finish this video, is that business owners also have to understand that in very soon, not in a long time, very soon, AI is going to actually make purchases for companies, depending which type of business you're in. But especially for the medical business, for example, I know that it's already, you know, being worked on, and then thousands of dollars invested in systems and stuff. But AI is going to be doing purchasing, for example, for hospitals, for medical. So it's not going to have human decision anymore. AI is going to decide and buy wheelchairs for companies or whatever business you're in. AI is going to make decisions on buying these products. So you want your products to be 100% optimized for AI, meaning have top information about, if it's a product that you're selling, you gotta have, you know, top information, all the possible information, all the specifications. You want to have everything included on your pages, top-notch information, you know, so you can attract AI, and AI could, you know, purchase from you because it finds everything that it needs and all the information and whatnot. So that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If anybody, you know, if you have a project that you're currently working on, if you need a website, I'll be more than happy to help you with the website. But if you have a website and it's not optimized and you want to get it optimized, because it's important, trust me, a website is not something just that sits on the internet, floats around. That's not your purpose, hopefully, with it. Everybody wants to grow. And the way that you grow your website online organically without depending on ads and whatnot is optimizing it highly and producing top-notch content and following a real strategy. You know, if it's SEO, GEO, AI, following a real strategy that's necessary, that brings everything together, that puts you first and helps you stand out. If you need help with that, reach out to me. I'll put my information in the description, and I'll be more than happy to get on your project and to help you really put together a solid strategy just like that. Thanks for watching.